There are two completely different kinds of brutality afoot in movies like Screamboat, the latest in the low-budget horror movie craze to pervert beloved intellectual property the instant their 95-year copyright protection lapses into the public domain. First, there's whatever sadistic fates the filmmakers have in mind for the characters, from being impaled by a forklift to having their faces plunged into the propeller of the Staten Island Ferry. But the real violence, and the reason audiences presumably pay to see these IP parasites, is what's done to the characters themselves, as there's an illicit thrill in desecrating powerful brands, like Disney. Screamboat isn't the first slasher movie to spoof Steamboat Willie, the 1928 animated short that introduced a primitive black-and-white version of Mickey Mouse, but it's a lot more fun than last year's The Mouse Trap, a pathetic cash grab in which some guy in a Mickey mask hacks up his buddies in a Chuck E. Cheese-style family entertainment center. Here, at least director Stephen Lamort, who skewered the Grinch character in holiday-themed The Mean One 3 years earlier, loosely tries to honor the spirit of Steamboat Willie while poking fun at his parent company as much as his lawyers will allow, channeling the splatstick vibe of directors like Peter Jackson and Eli Roth with decidedly far-from G-rated gags that include a severed penis and a headless statue of Liberty mascot. Lamort's style is more overtly comedic than Winnie the Pooh. Blood and Honey creator Scott Chambers' relatively unimaginative takes on other Disney characters. Willie's presented as a mangy rodent in big-button knickers and oversized shoes, played by Terrifier star David Howard Thornton under even more elaborate makeup than he wore as Art the Clown, manipulated to appear knee-high to his human victims. The script, which Lamort co-wrote with Matthew Garcia Dunn, provides just enough backstory to explain how Willie came to be trapped in the bowels of the Staten Island Ferry. A drunken old-timer, Jarlath Conroy, describes the urban legend of some kind of experiment abandoned in the cargo hold, while a rudimentary black-and-white cartoon flickers on screen, primitive enough to make Steamboat Willie look sophisticated by comparison. Released from captivity in the opening scene, Willie goes on a murderous rampage over the rest of the film, dancing and snickering after each of his shenanigans. Even if Lamort didn't have copyright law on his side, he probably could have gotten away with passing this off as parody. That's the spirit in which he introduces Cindy, Kaylee Hyman, a blonde-haired, blue-dressed birthday princess, and her insufferable besties, color-coded to match their monikers. Yellow for Bella, Stephanie Bates, turquoise for Jazzy, Poonam Basu, and so on. The film introduces a boatload of other victims, including a variation on the naked cowboy of Times Square and someone dressed like Peter Pan, though it keeps only the loosest tabs on their whereabouts, such that a few disappear without even being dispatched.